saying that he really appreciated what we have done, and it was the best neighborhood he ever lived in.
That
It
was
was sweet,
nice.
yeah.
Is she
From
doing
James.
Is she doing okay?
He didn't say, and I didn't ask him. I should have asked him back.
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
Call the meeting to order. Everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We are thankful for this special community, for the time we share together and the bounty of our nation. We are thankful for the commitment of our people who volunteer their time and talents to make our community a better place to live, work, and raise a family. We know that we alone cannot meet the challenges or provide sufficient inspiration without community involvement and the dedication of all concerned to the greater good of the city and all who reside in it. We are thankful for this time and for the place that is Frostburg. Amen.
All be seated. Whenever you're ready, Liz.
Commissioner Donnie Carter.
Here.
Commissioner Nina Forsythe.
Here.
Commissioner Kevin Grove.
Here.
Commissioner Adam Ritchie.
Here.
And Mayor Robert Flanagan.
Here. Okay, we need a motion second to approve the minutes from our previous meetings.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Moving to second, all in favor?
Aye.
And also to approve the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's see, special presentations, we don't have anything listed this evening. So Mayor and Commissioners reports from the various departments, we need a motion second to approve those.
Make a motion to approve the reports.
Second.
Moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we're off to public hearings.
Good evening, Mayor and Council and
Good evening.
citizens of Frostburg. I'd like to introduce this public hearing. This is in regard to repealing and reenacting Section 8-2 of the Frostburg Code pertaining to property maintenance standards. By ordinance, we have also adopted the International Property Maintenance Code. There was originally some overlap between our city code and that code, and we inadvertently deleted our adherence to Section 302 of the International Property Maintenance Code, mainly because we already had some codes on file in regard to high grass and other property maintenance standards. What we inadvertently dropped out was our willingness to also maintain some of the standards in the International Property Maintenance Code, specifically related to inoperable and unlicensed vehicles. So that is the reason we're asking for the repeal and reenactment, so we can keep that code standard throughout. If there are any questions or concerns, I'd be happy to address them.
Makes perfect sense.
Give a quick update on the city's CSO projects. Pretty much the same as last month's. CSO Phase 9B is moving along. They've been on Stoyer Street pretty much for the past month doing water line and aesthetic stuff like sidewalks. Phase 9C is also moving along a lot faster than we thought it would. The sewer and storm on Center Street is mostly done. They're doing the water line now. They have some temporary asphalt down just so that traffic can get through both ways. Phase 10A, we'll be looking to go out to bid here anytime in the next 6 months, probably. We're just kind of tying up some loose ends with that project. And then Phase 10B/10C is in design, and we are hunting down the last couple funding avenues for that project. If there are any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them.
Okay, Hayden, thank you. Appreciate it.
Old business, ordinance 2022-06 that LJ just held a public hearing on. If there's any questions, otherwise we would ask for a motion in a second to approve the ordinance on second reading.
I make a motion we approve ordinance 2022-06 on the second reading.
Second.
Moved and seconded. No public comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
New business.
Each year, you receive a request from the Lions Club to abate the taxes on their storage building that's located on the west end of town. That storage building is primarily used by the city and the university for community event storage. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'd ask for a motion in a second to approve Resolution 2022-27.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2022-27.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
The next resolution shows your support of the Community Legacy application that has been submitted to the Department of Housing and Community Development. Many years the city has been applying for grants through the Community Legacy program for facade improvements, or what we now call the Building Improvement Program. So that program prioritizes ADA or accessibility upgrades to properties, or also provides an opportunity for facade or other interior improvements to the building, as long as they are fixing up the actual structure, not furniture and fixtures. That's a 50-50 match for the facade or interior work, or an 87.5% grant match for the ADA improvements. So the city obtains these grant funds from the state and then disperses it back out into the community here. If there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. Otherwise, I'd ask for a motion in a second to approve Resolution 2022-28.
I move we approve resolution 2022-28.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next resolution is to authorize the mayor to sign a letter of intent for the development of the Center Street project. Over the course of several years, the city has spoken to several developers about the project with the vision of it being mixed use, commercial or office first floor, and upper story that's geared towards professionals. We hear it time and time again that there are a lot of jobs for professionals in our community between the university and Northrop Grumman, IBM, and other places that are hiring as well, and there's just not enough housing that is what these people moving here are looking for. So this project's vision was to hopefully be the first type of project in a while like this in the area, to have many residential units with 12-month leases and amenities that people coming from maybe urban areas are expecting. So we went through a request for proposal process, as you know, in December, and were ultimately not successful in soliciting a proposal, but out of that we were able to continue to engage in conversations with 3 developers, and Gillis Gilkerson, who is based in Salisbury, Maryland, was the only one that didn't anticipate financing issues and just saw the viability of this project. And I think in part just where they are based at and have done projects, like they're more familiar with the rural economy that we have here. But there's been a team of us from Maryland Department of Commerce, County Economic Development, and Al at Frostburg State University that all are recommending the execution of a letter of intent, which gives them a year to go through their due diligence and preliminary permitting process before the city would actually consider transferring the property. So if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'd ask for a motion in a second to approve Resolution 2022-29.
Just out of curiosity, did Gillis Gilkerson mention what kind of amenities they would offer, or is it too early for that?
Too early, but I mean, there's some basic amenities like security cameras in common areas, laundry rooms, certain things that you just don't necessarily think of, but like security things like that are probably high priority. A rooftop swimming pool, probably not.
No helipad?
Okay.
So, potentially a gym, that's been a point of discussion, a small workout room. Maybe not a gym, a small workout room, but.
Okay.
Anything else?
Make a motion to approve resolution 2022-29.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next one, as I explained at work session, the property at 45 Ormond Street went to tax sale through the county a few years ago. There's a large outstanding water bill and outstanding taxes. No one purchased the property at tax sale, which then it automatically reverts to the city to have an option to foreclose on it, which we proceeded with. So that process took a year and a half or so, and the deed was transferred into the city's name relatively recently. After the deed was transferred in our name, I advertised these properties as available, and the owner of the adjacent property on Water Street, the Seminarios, came to me and said, I think this house is on our property. So I looked at the tax map and it looked that way, so we hired a surveying firm to plot the deed calls, and sure enough, all we took ownership is an empty lot with a house on the adjacent property next door. So the house is blighted, poor condition inside, broken windows, etc.
Leaning. It's leaning.
Yeah,
A little
and
lean to it.
very small. And so the Seminarios who own the house, or own the property the house sits on, proposed that in exchange for the vacant piece of land that we own that's adjacent to it, and it's just a postage stamp, they would bear the expense of tearing down the house. So it's about a $10,000 expense probably, and I can't imagine that a landlocked postage stamp is worth any more than that. And the benefit of transferring this land to them is the city doesn't have to spend any more money on this property to clean up a blighted issue. So I'd recommend approval of Resolution 2022-30. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, I'd ask for a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion, we approve resolution 2022-30.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry I'm talking so much. Do you want to do the ranger? Okay. As you know, the city is transitioning to a fleet lease program with their light-duty vehicles. It has been recommended that the city staff car that's primarily used by Public Works and code enforcement be replaced because of the resale value of the current Jeep is very high, and to take advantage of that now, and it would be, a new vehicle would be much more comfortable for some of our employees that can't fit in the
Or
hamster.
full size.
Yeah, can't fit in the
For
hamster.
those of us that are full size.
So, the vehicle that's been identified that is affordable and fits the needs best would be a basic Ford Ranger crew cab. It'd be the bottom trim level, but four-wheel drive with the tonneau cover to store tools or whatever in it that's lockable. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I'd ask for a motion in a second to approve Resolution 2022-31.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2022-31.
Second.
Do the second. Hayden, you want to make the third? Any public comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
And LJ is on deck for the last one.
From time to time, I come before you and ask you for an appointment or a reappointment to one of the commissions that take very good care of our community and volunteer their time to make sure that we are growing and developing in a way that fits with the state of Maryland and all of the initiatives that we want to achieve. This evening, I'd like to advise you that we are here to ask your blessing to reappoint Ms. Constance Laux to the Frostburg Board of Zoning Appeals. I'd like to note that Ms. Laux is here with us this evening, and if I can take this opportunity to personally thank her for her volunteerism and stewardship of our community, I'd like to do that. Staff certainly recommends that Ms. Laux be reappointed because she's served this Board of Zoning Appeals with distinction all this time. So, and she's willing to be reappointed, so we really appreciate our volunteers.
We appreciate your service. Thank you.
If there are any questions or any other issues, I'd be happy to discuss them or answer them. Otherwise, I'd ask for a motion and a second to approve this reappointment.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2022-32.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any public comment? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you kindly.
All right, Chief.
Oh, wait.
3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Thank you. Good evening, all. I have the report for the Police Department for May. That should be June.
That's going to take more than 3 minutes.
It does say
Oh,
May.
yes.
It does say May on here.
624 incidents compared to 619 in June of 2021, so pretty steady there, pretty close from June to June. Various incidents as always. We had 16 arrests, we had 38 parking issues, 10 community policing activities that were logged, specific activities, 6 custodial arrests, various well-being checks, requests for a police officer, disturbances and follow-up activities, 9 motor vehicle crashes, 125 traffic stops. One of the things I wanted to draw to your attention was the Park Mobile line down toward the very bottom. We had $153 come to the city through the use of the Park Mobile app. But what was interesting to me when I looked at the spreadsheet and thought about it, that was 220 transactions. So I think we can see that just in 1 month, the Park Mobile app is being used a lot. Certainly a lot of people, myself, we prefer debit or credit card payments or leasing options, so it's definitely being utilized. And when you look at the money from regular parking meter collections, there are obviously many, many transactions on those meters every month. So I think that's a good indication of the economic activity in Frostburg. It's just always good things happening in our community. Couple of special events. Derby Day went really well. It was on a Saturday. The weather held up until almost the very end, but no problems. Couldn't have gone any smoother. Very nice crowd. Very nice event. We were proud to have our Frostburg Police Derby car in the race this year, and we expect to see it in every year from now on. A few days later, Pirates Ahoy went on. We had Lemonade with Law here at the police station, another fantastic event. Much to my dismay, I was out of town, but Commissioner Grove, Lieutenant Sykes, the guys here ran just a wonderful event. It just looked fantastic. We have another special event coming up on Tuesday, August 2nd, down at the Frostburg Pool, thanks to the Parks and Recreation Department and Ryan. It's National Night Out, and it's a nationwide event on the same day every year all across the country, where police and first responders have these events to interact with the youth, to show them the police cars and fire trucks and all kinds of things. We hope the state police helicopter will be there. It used to always be at the Country Club Mall, but now they're rotating it throughout Allegheny County. Last year it was in Bel Air, this year it's in Frostburg. Just in case there's any confusion, Cumberland has their own due to the size of their community, but this is the one that's combined from all the other agencies in Allegheny County. So that's going to be a super event. If you know any community organizations or businesses, vendors who want to come set up, the more the merrier. I mean, it would just be great to see the event really grow and take off. So please spread the word if you would. We've advertised it on our Facebook and reached out to Frostburg First as well. We've gotten several people signed up already for tables and booths and that. So those are all the community events. We did have a fairly alarming event Saturday night, an incident. We had multiple calls at once about 6:40 p.m. of a man wielding an axe or hatchet and going after people, yelling at them. We got down there, and fortunately the individual was cooperative with us, and the whole thing basically took 3 to 4 minutes from the time we got the call till we had him disarmed and in custody. We took him to the hospital for an emergency evaluation. He appeared to have mental health issues. So I just thought that was a very alarming event, but it couldn't have gone any more positively. I mean, very quickly resolved, no use of force, no one injured. And if you have a problem like that, that's the outcome you want. It couldn't have gone any better. So just to draw that to your attention. But that's all I have. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to elaborate. Otherwise, that concludes my report.
Good work.
Yep,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, open public comment. Anyone have any comments for the Mayor and Council? Okay. Hearing none. Would you like to do closing statement?
Sure. Under the Annotated Code of Maryland, Article Section 3-305B3, a closed session may be held to consider the acquisition of real property for a public purpose and matters directly related to the acquisition. A closed session is required for the purpose of discussing a property acquisition to facilitate the development of a city downtown parking lot and in order to protect the city's bargaining power in a real estate transaction.
So I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn and enter the closed session.
Second.
Moving to second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thanks, Albert.